is the November 2013 higher calculator paper, question number 22. This question, the question says, the diagram shows a trapezium. And so here you've got the trapezium. All the measurements are in centimeters. The area of the trapezium is 351 centimeters squared. And part A says, show that 2x squared plus x minus 351 is equal to 0. Now, if you've done or practiced questions of this type already, you should be familiar with what you need to do. The question gives us the area of the trapezium as a number value, 351 centimeters squared. And that's a guide as to what you need to do. You need to use the formula for the area of a trapezium. Now that is in the formula section of the exam paper. It's one of the few formulas you're given. And the area for trapezium is a half times the height times A plus B. And A plus B are the lengths of the parallel sides. So if we just go ahead with this, I'm going to actually do it on this side and below. So the area is equal to a half times, and the height of this trapezium is 2x. And I'm going to times that by the sum of those parallel sides, these two sides, x minus 4 and x plus 5. So if I do that, x minus 4 added to x plus 5. Okay, if I could just pull this across. Okay, now I really need to tidy that up. But the one thing I know about all of this is that the area is 351 centimeters squared. So I'm going to say 351 is equal to, now a half of 2x, if I just circle this so that you could see what I'm talking about, a half of 2x is just x. And I'm not going to put the time sign, I'm just going to put a bracket. So it's this here works out to x, and now I'm going to tidy up the inside. X plus x is 2x, and minus 4 plus 5 is plus 1. So actually you could see that this becomes quite neat. It does become quite tidy. What I need to do is to bring everything over to one side. Now if I look at what they want me to show, I have minus 351. So I'm actually going to bring this across to this side here. I'm going to get 0 is equal to, and all the way at this end, I'm going to have minus 351. And the reason why I put it here is because I'm going to multiply out this bracket. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times plus 1 is plus x. And you could see that this looks very familiar. 2x squared plus x minus 351 is equal to 0. All I'm going to do is now flip the sides around. So I'm going to have 2x squared plus x minus 351 is equal to 0. And there's my result. Okay, at this stage, this was only part A. It was worth 2 marks. And it's actually not a lot of work to get those 2 marks. Let's look and see what we need to do for part B. Okay, in part B, it simply says, work out the value of x. Now, in other words, what they want us to do is to solve the equation that we created in the previous part. Now, even if you did not do or weren't able to do part A, in part A, they said show that. So they gave you that equation. So you could theoretically be able to do part B, right, and get those 3 marks by solving. So I'm going to say, solving 2x squared plus x minus 351 is equal to 0. Now that, at this level, if you're at these questions, you should recognize that as a quadratic. You should know that if you need to solve a quadratic, there are several techniques you could use. You could factorize, you could complete the square, or you could use the quadratic equation. And just by looking at this looks particularly complex, and so I'd be inclined to use the quadratic equation. The quadratic equation is again another formula which is given to you in the formula section of this booklet, and it is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that is the quadratic formula. What I'm going to do is identify what a, b, and c are. So a is 2, b is plus 1. These are the numbers in front of each of these terms, and c is minus 351. And now I'm simply going to substitute those into my quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b, which is minus 1, plus or minus the square root of 1 squared minus 4a, which is 2, and then c, which is minus 351, and then that all over 2 lots of a, which is 2 lots of 2. So my first step was just to put the numbers in. Now I'm going to tidy that up. So that's going to be minus 1 plus or minus the square root of 1. And if I look here, a minus and a minus is going to make a plus. And I need to work out what 4 times 2 times 351 equals. That's 2,808. 2,808 all over 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm actually getting closer to where I want to be, to my final answer, and I'm just tidying this up. So I'm going to do minus 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 plus 2,808 is 2,809, and all of that divided by 4. At this stage, I could actually put this into my calculator, but write the two forms of this. Just remember, the plus or minus means that there's one expression or one form of this answer with just a plus and another with just a minus. So my answers are x is equal to minus 1 plus the square root of 2,809 all over 4, and x is equal to minus 1 minus the square root of 2,809 all over 4. I'm going to work out the number values of each of those using my calculator. Okay, so I'm going to use the fractions button, and I'll do minus 1 plus the square root of 2,809 and under the line 4 equals, and that gives me exactly 13. So that's good to know. And then if I go back and change that to a minus equals, okay, let's go back. I think it's this minus that I should have used. Equals, yep, it's minus 27 over 2. So minus 27 over 2, which is actually 13.5. However, one of the things that we need to recognize is that x gives me a distance, and x can't be negative. So I'm going to put here cannot be negative. And so the answer is going to be 13, and that's what I'm putting in the answer space. X is equal to 13. This is a straightforward question. It's one that you should be able to do pretty easily. I'm going to just draw a line here because I've split my working into 2, and it carries on the other side. But if you go through the solution a couple of times, you make sure you understand exactly what's been done, and how the answer has been arrived at. Make sure you understand each of the process and maybe have a look at the mark scheme as well. You'll develop a good understanding of it and you'll be able to do it yourself and get full marks in it.